Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I bring to you my post BT09 Messiah deck profile. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but made some considerable changes past BT09 after more testing, and yeah, this is my current most updated build, so let's get started. For starters, we are running Sprout Deleter Lucci because I really like the Deleter artwork, and he's probably the coolest starter in my opinion for Link Jokers. You might even fool your opponent into thinking you're running a full-on Deleter deck, which is kind of cool in my opinion. So first off, we're running 4 copies of Genesis Machine DT Volko. I mean, what a card, man! Like, it fits really well into this niche mechanic of locking for Link Jokers, and now it is finally enabled for more multi-attacking. I mean, 30k, like seriously, what an absolute beatstick! This is kind of like a god card out, if I would say. So yeah, I mean, after the battle, you attack the Vanguard, you lock it, you choose one of your other units, give 10k. Like, that's like a trigger buff, honestly. That's why this deck is not trigger reliant. So if you have really bad luck with opening triggers, I highly recommend this deck because it's kind of good. So yeah, 30k. So it comes out as early as turn 1 if you're playing Destiny Dealer. So that's high roll in my opinion. Usually turn 2, calling off Gostra or Manipulator or Voids on hit. So yeah, other than that, it's just really very solid. Your ideal lineup is having 2 of these on your front row rear guards, of course, but that's the most ideal lineup. Next up, we're playing 4 copies of the new VR, which is Alter Ego Messiah, the card which I think is the MVP of the deck, because first of all, we are in a very fast-paced meta right now, which is kind of like a go first meta where going first almost dictates the game. Advantage swings heavily in your favor, and this card is not restricted to the enemy's grade or having a grade 3 in soul. So many cards nowadays requires your opponent to be on grade 3 or having a grade 3 in soul to activate the full-on effect. This card doesn't care about that at all. It does not care. Going first really benefits a lot for this deck because you get to swing at this against your opponent's 9 or 10k. You know, you're asking for like 25k shield, 30 against a 9 or 10, and 40k if you're on Force 1, just 35k. It's just insane numbers actually. So yeah, I mean, Soul Blast 1 to recur 2 units from your drop zone as locked units. Is that even the cost? Because for this deck, it does not even use Soul. So you're actually like, it's free. I mean, yeah, it's free. So when he attacks, unlock all your units. All your units get plus 10,000 power, and it's just so good. It's just so good. Okay, next up, we're playing 3 copies of Order Card Clear Frame. So when played with, you have got to play this in this deck, in my opinion. It's just really good because simply for the fact that if you're gonna call cards from your drop zone, this will make them additional attacks because it's gonna unlock them so that you can attack straight away with it. And yeah, it's just an additional attack, unlocking the Volkos, drawing 1. So since you can only play 1 order card per turn, I just recommend 3. 3 is a pretty good number. I'm quite comfortable with this one. So next up, for the final card for the grade 3 lineup, we are playing 1 copy of Harmonix Messiah. Just a really very good post turn 3 ride. So yeah, just to gain additional markers, and Harmonix Messiah also, I mean, it works almost the same with Alter Ego. You're gonna get those multi-attacks because Harmonix Messiah is, well, you can unlock all your lock cards after battle by the cost of Counter Blast 1, discard 1, and for each locked card you're gonna draw. So when he attacks, you're gonna call lock card as well. So most likely you should call Volko, and yeah, just really very solid. Helps with drawing as well. So let's move on to the grade 2 lineup. First of all, we're playing 4 copies of Gostra. So this is my favorite grade 2 ride. Really my favorite grade 2 ride. Just very strong because he does not require to hit the Vanguard. So his skill is after the battle, he attacks the Vanguard on the VNR. You just Counter Blast 1, call a card face down, it's locked, you draw 1. So there's no way your opponent can deny you from calling the Volko if you have him. Okay, you don't need to hit. And the deck doesn't really use Counter Blast, so just feel free to use the skill. Just really very powerful. I like seeing him on turn 2 with Volko in my hand, or when I have Bending on hit in my hand to draw a card. That is like a draw 2 actually, if you have Bending on hit. So for the other grade 2, we are playing 4 copies of Lady Fencer. So Lady Fencer, you can think of it as a mini Volko. Yeah, so her ability is when she attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Messiah in its name, she gets plus 5000 power after the battle lock itself. So Alter Ego attacks, unlock. So that's pretty much it. 15k, really nice. On Force 2, it can hit against a 12 or 13k unboosted. Really solid in my opinion. These 8 cards here are pretty much the core. You've got to run them, just the numbers differ, but I would absolutely recommend 4 Gustra. Yeah, if you're playing Alter Ego, that is, you just gotta play these. These are the core cards. And next up, which I would call the flex spot of the deck, which I'm playing 2 copies of Burst Monk. First of all, Burst Monk, we don't play that much cards that cost Counterblast, so Burst Monk, very ideal, very easy. Skill, simple, Counterblast 1, reveal top card, draw a card, and Counterblast 1, reveal. Grade 3, discard 2, stand your Vanguard. Now, this card was very, very powerful back in the old days of when, Alter Ego, the Harmonix Messiah days. Standing Harmonix was already very strong. But if you manage to actually stand Alter Ego now, that is additionally standing 3 units, okay? Because standing Alter Ego, that means Alter Ego attacks, unlock Volko, okay? So just very, very solid in my opinion. And it's just a means of helping with card draw in this deck. So I really like it a lot. So moving on to the grade 1s of the deck. I think you definitely got to play 4 copies of Manipulator of Void. I used to run 3, but hey, actually this card is so good. So it doesn't require Counterblast. It has on-hit pressure, so most decks right now need Counterblast to work with on their turn 2. So yup, fighting against Grand Blue, if they want to use their turn 2 column bard, you're gonna get hit with this. And then you're gonna call down Volko. So very, very strong in my opinion. It's straight up +1. So yeah, I like to boost Gustro with this. So having Gustro in front and having Manipulator in the void at the back. So yeah, actually hitting for maybe, well, assuming you're going first, right? So like this, that's 18k. So Gustra's effect is gonna go off no matter what. So if they let this hit, you're gonna go +2. You're gonna draw 2 cards and call 2 cards. So very, very strong. So definitely recommend at least 4 copies Manipulator of Void. Next up, 4 copies of Lady Battler of White Dwarf. Absolutely 4 copies. Why? Because Lady Battler of Void is able to find out your order card clear frame as well. So you're gonna be able to search this out as well. Because Lady Battler of Void, these grade 3 searches are not limited to units, so they can search out order cards as well, which is very, very nice. And her +5k, well, since we don't actually play cards that bind, so you might not actually get her +5000 power. Yeah, you get it if there is a locked unit on board. So you just gotta think about placing her where you don't place her. You should not place this behind your Vanguard, because if your Vanguard swings, Alter Ego swings, you're gonna unlock every single card, so she wouldn't get a power. So I would advise this to put this on one of your rearguard circles. That isn't in the same column as the Vanguard, basically in the left or right column. So for the last grade 1 copy, we are playing 3 copies of Bending on hit. His skill is just very simple. It's just unlock to draw 1. So this is very free. When you've compared, use this alongside Manipulator. If it on hits, you lock this, draw 1, and face unlock, draw 1 more. Just so free. 3 copies. I find it sufficient because you can only use this card once per turn, like this same name once per turn. So yeah, just 3 copies is enough. So next up, let's move on to the triggers of the deck. We'll start off with the good old 8 crit. Okay, you should not run any lesser than 8 crits. And heals, because heals are apparently OP every single patch. And 4 draw PGs. So draw Sentinels are just really good, especially post BT09. Okay, because Night Rolls is a thing. Skull Dragons are real, and if you want to survive the onslaught of the 60k, 70k Skull Dragons, these are the go-to triggers. Otherwise, if you're still in the BT08 meta, I would highly recommend running these instead, which is Sentinel crits. So if you're in the BT08 meta for all the English players, 12 crits is the way, right? I would go 12 crits, simply because 30k shield is actually plenty, and simply because the fact that you're just gonna be drawing one card off the blending on hit. So yeah, I mean bending solid hit skill. So drawing one card, drawing a Sentinel which is 30k shield is much better than just drawing a draw trigger. Like I always said, I just like topping deck and drawing a 30k shield, like start of turn, like drawing cards. Yeah. So why 30k? Because in the BT08 meta, the most prevalent decks were gonna be Mirror, which is fighting Link Joker Mirrors, and also fighting against Dragonic Overlord the Cross. So this card can single-handedly stop Dragonic Overlord the Cross's first attack. So Dragonic Overlord the Cross, boosted by a hit shot dragon, is only going to swing for 21k on their first attack. Throwing a 30k shield makes your Vanguard 43k. That's an instant no pass because their maximum power is 41,000. Hence, I really like Sentinel crits. So post this is post BT09 list. You could actually go for 2 Sentinel crit 2 draw. So yeah, basically just player preference, but I kinda like the draw triggers because it helps you to ditch your vocals into the drop zone as well. So next up, these are just some cards you can consider, especially this one. So for grade 2, I like the flex spot, like I said. So if you're playing in the BT08 meta, you can consider playing Blast Monk. So Blast Monk, very simple, right? VNR, when you attack, you bind one of your opponent's grade 2. Oh no, you bind one of your opponent's rear guards, and if it's grade 2 or greater, you can soul charge one. You don't really care about the soul it's not important, but it's more just about clearing. So especially in the mirror matchups, you're able to get rid of Volko, and yeah, just solid, because otherwise there's no way to get rid of Volko. So post BT08, I actually dropped this card because there's just nothing to get rid of. I mean, the number of people playing Link Joker has actually declined. I mean, in my local scene, everyone's moving on to the new meta, everyone's playing Night Rolls. Well, fighting against Grand Blue, you actually have nothing to bind, so yeah. 3 copies of, you could consider Gearly actually. So Gearly, pretty much the same thing. Gearly is just an on hit. Well, it's nice if you call it, you have more regards to your opponent, plus 4,000 power, making it 14. So just nice numbers, boosted by 8k to 22k. And Gearly helps, both Gearly and Blast Monk helps make Lady Battler live. I mean, because they're gonna bind something face down, right? So if you play these two, then it doesn't matter where you place your Lady Battler. It's good to place it behind your Vanguard, making a 26k column. So yeah, just more on hit pressure, I guess. But playing Gearly, since it's another on hit, right? I don't really like it. I mean, you're not really using your counter blast, so I would actually always suggest, advise playing Burst Monk. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys find success with this build. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.